the advertising to introduce the world to Macintosh. Every single piece of media that we did is done totally differently now because of Macintosh. There isn't one form of message that we created that isn't done differently because of Macintosh. You don't edit films the same way, you don't edit music the same way, you don't go to press the same way, you don't build ads the same way, you don't print billboards the same way. Everything was changed because, again, this guy's passion wasn't to make computers to help people, do their jobs at their desk in their office. He wanted to create a tool for creative ideas and creative thinking and people, kind of expressing themselves. So he built typefaces and artistic tools in, even though they were incredibly primitive in the first Mac, because he wanted that to become a tool for creative people to express and tell stories, and all of that has come true. By the way, in that thing you saw building the building here, there's a few of us that are still here, but we were very involved with building it. I was at this meeting when Jay kept saying he liked the tree part of the building and he liked the ship part of the building, but the center was boring. And Frank kept trying to convince him of different things that should be in the middle of the building, and finally, and I think this was all a setup, but he grabbed his little clay model of a sculptor Klaus Oldenburg was working on, of binoculars. He stuck it in front. He said, "Well, how do you like that?" Jay says, "I like it." And the binoculars ended up being the centerpiece of this building, whether Frank planned it or not. I think it's very interesting now that Google's in here. We never could quite figure out if we could invent any meaning for the binoculars. But now now this company is involved in search. Lives in the building, so maybe it's finally got the appropriate owner. Anyway, I started down the path of telling. So under the elevators, over in the binocular part of the building, is a time capsule that we stuck down there when they were building it. And in the time capsule is an original Macintosh and some commercials that are on some kind of tape that when they finally dig it up, they won't have a clue how to play. and a bunch of pictures of us and kind of little history for people to discover. But I thought it was interesting. There is an original Macintosh down there at the bottom of the elevator shaft in the Google building. Anyway, how did I wander over there? So this place called California, where amazing things happen, creative things. I won't even talk about Pixar, but how amazing is that story? John Lasseter, who got fired from Disney because he believed in computer animation, now is Disney. The invention of computer animation, video games, and all the things that technology has driven in terms of creativity. But back to this guy, he, as you know, came back to Apple in 1997. And we were working in this binocular building at the time. And he called me. I had been talking to him because he had sold next to Apple, and I kept asking him if he was going to get back involved. And he said, "No, Victor Emilio's too dumb. I don't like these people, and they don't know what they're doing. So I'm probably not." And somehow I knew that wasn't true. But anyway, and then one day he calls. I'm driving along in my car. He calls and he says, "Hey Lee, guess what? Emilio just resigned. Can you come up here?" And off we went on the most amazing ride of my career. I don't think it was an accident. He found his way back to Apple. I don't think it's an accident that Next Software became OS X, became Macintosh. Again, here's this guy, this visionary, this genius who's change the world and in this case determined to kind of will his right to continue the Apple story. So